All right, let's try this again. I'm gonna try to make this quick because I think this microphone's gonna quit on me. The reason I want to make a quick video is just kind of get you guys points on the people that are advertising on Marketplace. How you're doing it? Are you over promoting your stuff? Are you under promoting? What I mean by under promoting is, like, I've noticed. Yeah, I've never seen anybody do a moisture test on their wood down here, in an ad video before I did it. And not to say, I started this thing, but, my ads I started running last year, I would split a split, take a bigger split it, and take a moisture on the inside and show it was like 14.5%. Before that, moisture content was never mentioned in ads down here. People down here, they're selling wet wood, You see their ads or splitters sitting right there. Some pine or oak is next to the splitter, and they're saying freshly split, well seasoned. That ain't gonna work. But anyway, so I did that. It just show that the wood is ready to burn. In my ad I say we will not sell wet wood. If it's not ready to burn, you're not taking it home. You're not buying it from us, from me. So, I noticed people starting to put pictures of moisture meters in the ends of logs. 19% end of log. Well, inside that split, when you split it, is going to be 35%, 40%. So I mean, they're duping people, I guess, right? But some things I do, like, I put the pine kindling in my oak bundles. I was thinking about mentioning that in the ad. I'm very detailed in my ad, but I don't mention that. I don't put a picture of that. But when people contact me and I'm conversing back and forth, I'm very, very open with what I have to sell and what I want people to buy from me. But I'll tell them, hey, in each bundle there is, some kindling, pine kindling, because especially the heartwood stuff, light or not, whatever, you put a spark on it, it catches on fire. But anyway, so I tell people that. And I also have like a little bin over here with shreds and scraps, and I'm like, take a handful, I'm not gonna do anything with that, take a handful. So people appreciate that. I won't put that in an ad though, because I know other people will start doing it. And I'm not looking for other people to fail, I'm just looking for me to grow. I think I have the ability down here to do that. Among everything I see being sold down here, not to say that I'm the best, but my wood is the best down here. All my oak has been sitting for 10 months. 10 months I can get it 15%. The pine, only takes a month and a half after it's split down here. It's dry, it's ready. This pine right here, in another video, I think I said it was maybe 21%. Well, if I split one of those, they're all split small, but if I split one of the bigger ones, test the inside, it's 17%. That pine's ready. Again, pine down here it's not going to break you, it's going to make you. People down here, they burn for fun, a backyard. There are fireplaces in houses down here. I've got one in my house. It was built in 1925. More on that later. But nobody is needing it for heat. Now I don't want to sell pine to people wanting to burn their house. That's what the oak is great for, that and cooking. But the pine, next weekend, Halloween, is supposed to be high 50s down here. That's cold for us. For this Florida boy, that's chilly. And pine is great for that. It's a great backyard fire. Snaps, crackles, pops like it's supposed to. You've heard it said. It's drinking firewood. Yeah, it's party firewood. It's get-together firewood. It's, it's good. It's good. That being said, I don't even know where I was going. But yeah, the ads down here, do you guys do anything different? Or do you just post it and people call or message? Now, one thing, I all my sales are on Marketplace. Unless it's a friend, they know where my place is. But I don't meet anybody here. I've met 2 people here, and that's when I first started, because I was here last year, splitting or stacking or something, and I just happened to be here when they came here. But through the messaging, you know, I look at everybody's profile, anything I sell. You know, I always want to make sure, you know, if it's not some guy from Zimbabwe or, you know, just, you know, it's a scam. So I look at everybody, and I've never, I think, well, I actually talked to, what was it, Frontier Firewood the other day. He messaged on one of my videos or commented, and I've only had 2 people that I have not messaged because they were from a different country. You know, they've got like 5 friends, all from that same country. It's like, bro, come on. But I've never had a problem. I've got cameras set up. You know, I got a Tacticam Reveal game camera back here. And they're great. They're great for this kind of thing because, you know, something walks by or whatever, boop, takes a picture. I got 3 picture bursts, sends to my camera, sends to my phone. But I've got you know, a camera up here on the side of the building. I've never had a problem with theft. Never had somebody not leave money. I've had people leave extra money. And when I find out and I come here and get the money or whatever, I'll thank them, and they appreciate the thank you, and I appreciate the extra money. But I've never had a problem with anything. Theft. More than half the people have said, man, you've got a cool little setup here. Thank you. You know, they appreciate coming here and being able to self-serve themselves, I guess. You know, just come in here and say, oh, there's 10 bundles. I want 3. Which 3 do I want? You know, they don't make a mess. They don't stack stuff around to get the bottom ones. But, you know, it's very easy for me. So that's one big burden off me is... when I make it, when I come here to bundle it, I'll come through the week, bundle some up, put some there. If I know my barbecue guy or guys are coming, I might bundle up another 10 or 20, put them over here, let them know, hey, yours is over there. Leave these for other people. Another big burden for me off my chest is, I've mentioned, you know, after Hurricane Ian and last storms last year, Milton and Helene, you know, I drove around looking for wood. Well, I don't do that anymore. I have a buddy that has a tree service, and he brings me logs whenever I want them. Pine, oak. He knows I don't like branches. It's not like you hear tree service wood where you're getting anything. No, he knows what I like, what I don't want to split. You know, I prefer 16 to 20 inch rounds or logs. I'll take something bigger. I'll take something smaller. I'll take an 8-inch. You know, I'll make firewood out of it. And, you know, he does me a great service of, you know, he treats me good. I mean, he'll every once in a while, if I haven't contacted him, he'll say, hey, I'm going to the dump. Do you need anything? You know, it saves money from him, for him having to pay the dump. You know, that's great. I mean, it saves me time and money, not buying, not looking, not spending the time. Just coming here, there'll be logs set here. I'll buck them up, maybe split them that day. I just totally went off the Facebook thing, didn't I? I'm like, pew, pew, squirrel. Last night I was watching YouTube, and Tucker's Timbers, cool channel. He had his thing was, you know, 10 things you should ask when buying firewood. Is very, you know, very informative, you know, for people that are buying firewood, what they should ask. Some of those things don't, you know, relate to me down here, what I do, but, you know, it is what it is for certain areas. But one thing I add is, you know, on the seller side of things, maybe answer the questions that aren't being asked, you know. Now, I know most of you, 95% of you that might be watching this, the 3 of you, I appreciate it, that might be watching this, I know it's a totally different area. You know, you have guys selling firewood every 2 miles, you know. So things are different down here. And a lot of people down here, most are transplants from up north. They know what wood is. You know, they know what, a lot of them know what a face cord is, a rick, a row, you know, wherever they're from. Apparently, cord means anything, any volume of wood. Hey, can I get a cord of wood? How much you want? Oh, maybe a truckload. That's not a cord. But that could be somebody down here. They just heard a cord, and, you know, oh, cord of wood. Yeah, I'm right by an airport, which is kind of cool. They got a lot of Mustang, like the old P-51s or whatever, flying around sometimes. I love them planes, but just a noisy little Cessna right there. But anyway, that's I just want to do a quick video. Actually, I already had all this recorded. I know I'm forgetting things I already talked about, but I can't put that video up. It was so choppy. The GoPro died in the middle of it. It's still charging. These microphones, this one's green. We'll see. We'll see if I'm getting any audio. But I'm using my better camera. Yeah, so hey, and also, I just want to thank, the few subscribers I've gotten and the people watching. I mean, I'm not doing this to, of course, tell anybody what to do or how to do or what. This is something, the Firewood side of it, I just kind of started doing last year. The YouTube thing, I have other channels. I have a fishing channel and a band channel. I play guitar. I'm a creative kind of person. Like, I like to create things out of nothing. I'm a woodworker. I'm a trim carpenter. People hate hanging crown molding. I love it. I love the little angles and figuring it out. It's just, I like to make things. So this right here, when I do this, I like the editing. I like going in, Premiere or whatever, and just like making something this big into this big, kind of like Firewood. Taking something big, making it small and cool, But I appreciate anybody watching, I'm just a guy in Florida making videos about selling firewood down here. So I just want to thank anybody and everybody that's ever watched, my 3 videos. There'll be more. But I enjoy it. Did I say it's supposed to get in the 60s, 50s next week? That's cold. I think it's like 80 right now. But anyway, that's about all I got to say. You all have a good one. Keep cutting. Oh, and this was a big step for me. I don't know if you can still see me, but I hate being in front of the camera. I can be on stage, play in front of 10 people, 200 people, whatever. Doing fishing videos. It was always just, me fishing, catching stuff, holding up the camera. Not one to talk, today we're going to use this lure. No, I'm just fishing. This right here, this is weird. Anyway, take care.